Christmas time. It's Christmas time. We're doing like a bit of a holiday special. I'm gonna show you some tricks when you're making the gravy. So welcome back to another Freestyle Friday. Every single week we're gonna cook it my way. The recipes are free and you know I keep it hot. So grab that pen and paper, let me show you what I got. What do you think, Beck?
Good.
Excellent. What's up, friends? Welcome back to the show. This week I'm gonna show you a delicious mushroom gravy. A delicious mushroom gravy. The holidays are here, and when I think holidays, I think gravy. I think gravy, potatoes. That's basically where my mind goes every single time. So I wanted to make a very, very simple one. Beck and I whipped this up last night for dinner because we're like, why not? It's that easy. I'm also gonna do a quick mash, and we're gonna throw it together, and you're gonna be all set, ready to go for the holidays. Okay, to start, I'm gonna start with a large pot, and I'm gonna fill it up with some water. Today we are shooting with the doors closed, so it means that this LED light is making it a little bit blown out. My apologies. We're gonna work on a better lighting situation for you in the new year. While we got that going, I'm just gonna grab a cutting board and start with the shallots. You can dice those up nice and small. A really quick way to dice is to start by chopping your little shallot or onion in half, and then just go in like with the diagonal cuts, but don't cut all the way to the end. If you leave a little bit right at the tail just to hold it together, then you can flip it, everything stays in line. And just go into little cubes, nice and easy. As soon as the tears start to hit your face, you know you're done. It's so sad, but I think you're done. For this one, you don't usually see me crank this out, but this is butter. If you want to make a holiday meal, bring butter for all to hear, and you'll spread cheer. Vegan butter is basically just whipped oil, but it does have a little bit extra saltiness and flavor. So I'm going to cook with butter, especially because we're starting the gravy. I'm also gonna add a little bit of this to the potatoes, just to. I would throw in, like, honestly, Becca's never seen me make this, so she's gonna be shocked. But I would throw in like 2 tablespoons at least.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, Beck, but that's the truth. While that's melting down, I'm gonna crack into my garlic, fresh garlic. You could cheat if you wanna use pre-shredded garlic, but I like to use fresh. 3 good sized cloves. Now I'm gonna add the shallots. Nothing fancy here. Just go to town, get that shredded down. I really don't like the taste of burnt garlic, so I'm gonna hold off on throwing that in.
It's getting smoky in here.
Smoky?
Yeah.
No problem.
I can't really see you.
Oh, your lens is probably fogged, sweetie. Come here.
Oh yeah, that's what's happening.
Next, I'm just going to bust down my cremini mushrooms. Now, you can kind of use whatever mushroom you want. If you want to get really fancy, you could use 2 different types of mushroom. You'll just get a little bit nicer of flavor. I just went with cremini today. Say it with me, guys. Cremini. Mushrooms are my favorite thing to cut just because they cut so damn easily and nice. And I just want to go little pieces of cremini mushrooms. Alright, so I'm just threw a little bit of thyme in there, just dried thyme. That's about a teaspoon. I also picked up fresh thyme. So if you don't want to do fresh, you can just add some more dried, maybe a full tablespoon. But I'm going to add a little bit of fresh while I'm cooking with it. Of course, black pepper, another teaspoon, maybe a half teaspoon of salt. Now I did a full pack of cremini mushrooms, 454 grams. That might look like a lot, but don't forget, guys, mushrooms will shrink down tremendously. Oh baby, sweet Caroline, it's a mushroom gravy time. Okay, so next I'm gonna get started on my potats. I'm gonna use 3 large potatoes. Should I make more? No, I want these to cook quickly, so what I'm gonna do is cut these into 3 pieces, and then maybe into 4s, and then I'm gonna go equal sizes. Pretty small, because like I said, I want them to cook quickly. Into the boiling water, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of salt. It's just gonna help the potatoes from sticking. So I've got 2 potatoes here. Free up my cutting board, I'm just gonna throw those in and quickly chop these guys. Notice I left the skins on. I gave them a quick wash. No, I didn't. But you could give them a quick wash. The skin is actually where most of the nutrients is. Although we're gonna boil this to a obliterant, you'll still get a little bit more fiber. And I like skin on. Miso. So it's an organic brown rice, aged 3 years miso paste. It just has a much wider range of that miso rich, salty flavor. Of course, soy sauce will work, tamari will work. I have miso, so I'm using miso. Start with maybe a tablespoon of this miso here. Throw it right into the middle of my pan. Add a little bit of water. Miso will also help start to get that brown, rich flavor into the mushrooms. Basically invites them over to the Flavor Town party without being too aggressive. It just says, hey guys, come on in. I am gonna add in my garlic and start getting that flavor involved.
Foggy.
Fogging out again?
Yeah.
Come here. Come on, moisture. While we're waiting for those potatoes to start boiling up, softening down a little bit, maybe 10-15 minutes, the mushrooms are looking delectable. Now, what we're gonna start to do here is build up some liquid. We don't want to use water, we want to use broth. Today I'm using Better Than Bouillon. This is like just a flavored paste. It's kind of like broth. It's amazing for van lifers or people who live in a tiny place because you don't actually need to inventory those big things of broth. Flavor Town. I'm gonna go in and grab maybe 1 tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons, and then start hitting it with the water. Just slowly. Try and break it down a little bit, just like I did with the miso. So I've used about 1.5 cups of just regular water, but you can also use your potato water. It's got a little bit extra starch in it. It's gonna help thicken it up. So not mandatory, but I'm gonna throw just like a ladle or 2 of that in there. But before we do the cornstarch, we're gonna just let that develop, let it boil again, make sure everything's mixed in, and start tasting the flavor. At this time, we had the time. So we had maybe 3 or 4 little bunches right in there. Fresh thyme. Nothing like fresh thyme. You don't want to have stale thyme.
Oh, I thought that was a joke. The fresh time with stale time.
You like that joke?
Yeah.
When you're making mashed potat, I like to make them a little bit just above tender, above what you would normally put them if you're just cooking them. Just makes it a lot easier to mash them. Beck, close your eyes. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. Back, open your eyes again. There is a fine line between, like I said, like you want to boil them just a little bit above what you would normally make potatoes at, but there's a fine line of overdoing it, and then it just becomes like almost grainy, so don't do that. Back, close your eyes.
More oil?
Yeah. 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, salt, tablespoon. Now we gotta taste. Just a little bit on the spoon. Yeah. This is totally gluten-free. Cornstarch is really quite a fun product because it quite literally thickens shit up instantly. So I'm just gonna grab, like, see that? Let's start with that. Don't overdo it. Overdo your cornstarch, you're gonna have a bad time. So that's what? A tablespoon of cornstarch, maybe a little bit less, with 1.5 tablespoons of water.
Oh, that noise.
With a fork. Watch this, it's gonna like thicken almost instantly. Pour your cornstarch in there. Might need a little more. Nothing's happening. Quick, Eamon, make another little cornstarch concoction. No problem, Frank. Want to get really fancy, you could throw some hot liquid in there. I've seen people do that on YouTube. Mix that around. Now you got a little mushroom latte. Yeah. Do that. Pour that in there. Look, look, look. Instantaneous thickness. Yay. I'm adding a little bit of oat milk into my mashed potatoes just to get them a little bit creme fraiche. Maybe 1/4 cup. You're probably like, Eamon, why didn't you throw any garlic in that? Well, to be honest, I didn't think of it until right now. But you could have. If you wanted to make garlic mash, what I would do is butter, the same amount of butter I put in there, on a pan, fresh garlic, saute that down, throw it in.
Mmm.
Party time is about to begin. Now what I would recommend serving this with is, well, you could just be like Beck and just get a full plate of mashed potatoes and gravy on top. Or, I know a lot of you Freestyle Friday fans, props. have got yourself a cookbook. Now in the cookbook we have a delicious beet loaf. So super easy to make, and the recipe's right here. So I actually went ahead and made one of those already. So I'm gonna serve it with that. It's gonna be amazing. Invented in 1935 by Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're just gonna create a light crevasse for you and your plate to enjoy. And that is where, my friends, your gravy is gonna live. So you're giving him a nice little home, nice little presentation vibes, and I expect all of you to tag me in your pics of your little mushroom gravy bowl. So as you can see, we have got a beautiful holiday feast sitting in front of us. The beet loaf, it's in the ebook, the mushroom potato, and I just steamed up a little bit of green beans. So let's go ahead and try for ourselves. See, this way you can actually just dip right in there, get a little mushroom. This is paradise. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, smash the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you every single Friday. Also, one more thing. Oh yeah, tag me in your pics. I would love to see your little mushroom gravy bowls.
With the beet loaf.
With the beet loaf. Another option for the mushroom gravy, I'll quickly just say, is you could throw it in your blender and absolutely pulse it up if you want to make it smooth. Beck and I tried that last night just with a little bit leftover. Personally, I found it a little bit too much of a similarity to cement, so we didn't like that look vibe. The flavor was obviously delicious, but that's just a option for you.
Cookbook is linked below. Weekday Whip Ups. Grab your copy.
Goodbye, friends.